What about my love? Wasn't it enough? Just let me know so I can hold you close.
Without him. So Saturday's loss marked the Dolphins' 11th straight loss when the game time. Wait. What? Okay, Vic. Autocorrect is a beautiful thing, but the game time temp is 40 degrees or less. The Dolphins currently own the longest active playoff win drought in the NFL, and Tua now looks to make $40 million per year come this offseason. So, gentlemen, is Tua the right guy for Miami and Mike McDaniels? Logan, I'm going to start off with you.
I look at Tua the same way I look at Dak Prescott. Very good regular season quarterback. Very good regular season quarterback that's going to put up good numbers. He's going to show out. He's going to have a Pro Bowl season. And then when it comes to the playoffs, he's nowhere to be seen. I like Tua. I think he's a solid quarterback, but it's like, I mean, let's be honest. The Dolphins, with how their season was going and the trajectory that they were on, they should have been in the Super Bowl this year. Let's keep it a buck. Tyreek Hill was on pace to break the single-season receiving record before he got injured. Tua was putting up generational numbers. They put up 70 points on offense. Their defense has been playing pretty damn good as well. And then they go into Kansas City and get their cheeks clapped. So, I like Tua. I think he's a solid quarterback. But in terms of is he the guy to win a Super Bowl? No.
So this is a football channel. Thank you for the view.
Ronaldo or Messi? No one.
I can't really say, like Dak, that he's like Dak with the playoff, because I believe this is either his first or his second, because he wasn't in the playoffs last year because he was injured.
I mean, yeah.
So, this is really his first. So I'm going to start off with this. I will always vividly remember when Tua got drafted. I'm sitting on the couch next to my dad, who was a Dolphins fan. And he wanted Justin Herbert. And I agreed with him. I thought Justin Herbert was going to be the right guy for Miami. He did not want Tua because his ankles were about as strong as Charmin Ultra Soft. And then they picked Tua, and he has just not been a fan since. Granted, he has grown to like Tua a bit more. I really think Tua is the right guy. I think, personally, it's going to be a hot take. I don't think Mike McDaniels is the right guy. Whoa! Because let's look at the stat. You had 4 linebackers missing from this game against the Chiefs. Those 4 players combined had a total of 25 sacks. And one of them, Bradley Chubb, tore his ACL in the loss against the Ravens. Now, you're sitting here thinking, oh, well, that stuff happens. I fully put Bradley Chubb out for the season on Mike McDaniels because it happened in the 4th quarter. You're already being blown out. There's no way you're coming back. Why are your starters still playing? To me, Mike McDaniels is the sole. Bradley Chubb should not have still been in that game. And if Bradley Chubb was not injured, that's potentially helping you with that's potentially helping you against the Bills to win the division. And again, we look at it this way: the only 500 team the only team above 500 that they beat this year was Dallas at home. Or sorry, it was Dallas at Miami. And even then, that was because your kicker was the best kicker in all of football that night. I mean, dude did not miss. Dude had 5 field goals. Xavier Howard was injured. There was just a lot of injuries on the defense, and you just were unable to beat any team besides Dallas on the road, any team above 500. I'm unsure about Mike McDaniels. Again, I look at that.
I think Mike McDaniels is a good coach, but I think he's extremely overrated.
I think he is I would put him in the Nick Sirianni category of he is a meme. He is a meme coach. Everybody likes to either be like, oh, that's funny, or everybody likes to make fun of him. Like, everybody's like, oh, look at him run away from the cameraman, and all that stuff. Okay, cool. Let's look at the fact that Bradley Chubb has literally missed the season because he didn't pull him out in a blowout loss. Your starter should not have been playing. You did not beat a single team above 500 this year, again, except Dallas, but that's besides the point. So one team. We're going to bank on one team. And you were the favorites. You were leading the AFC East throughout the entirety of the season until the last game. and then you lay a big goose egg in the playoffs on our first round of exits. I feel like Mike McDaniels is more of an issue than Tua, but that is just me. Fishing. Go ahead and go, man.
So I'm kind of in the middle with this, but you said something very interesting. Just bringing up the point about Mike McDaniel, and how I feel about Tua is I don't know if Tua would be Tua without Mike McDaniel or without
That's
like an
true.
Andy Reid type of guy. So that's how I feel about that. I don't think he would actually have as much success without him. But to your point about Mike McDaniel, I mean, the weather, can't win in cold weather. Can't beat a team over 500 except Dallas the one time, which they just fluked up against the Packers. So it's like, what's the identity of this team other than kind of just the offense, the speed on the offense, and of course they have two of the best running backs, some of the best running backs in the league with A-Chain and Mostert, and A-Chain being a rookie. So I don't know, but what I will say is the best thing he did this year was stay healthy the full year, because I think that's a shocker to everybody, because he's been made of glass throughout college, his first years in the NFL, and he stayed healthy all year this year.
And
so
now I will give Tua this, and I don't know if this was a Mike McDaniels thing, but he did not run a lot this season as he has prior.
Yeah.
I mean, he more so stayed in the pocket. Granted, there were times, there were a couple QB draws or scrambles, all that stuff, but it's going to happen. Tua's not going to stay in the pocket the entire time. But he ran a lot less, and I don't. As much as we clowned on him, I don't know if that's a Mike McDaniels thing or what did he take, the taijutsu, whatever he took to stay healthy. But I mean, whatever it was, it worked. So that is another thing. I don't know if that's fully
They
Mike
also had
McDaniels
three
thing.
of the best offensive linemen in football this year. So that's another thing that helps him stay healthy.
Yeah, but even then with like the nasty, I mean, there were some nasty hits that he took to where like if this were last year, he'd be out.
Yeah.
That's true. Peptides. That's what he took.
So I don't know. I don't know if he's the right guy or not, to be honest with you. It depends I think it really depends who his coach is. And like I said, Mike McDaniel seems like the guy that kind of unleashed it out of him with the pairing of him staying healthy.
In order for Mike McDaniel and Tua to prove something to me next year, they need to beat at least 3 above 500 teams, and they need to win a playoff game.
You need to win the division as well.
Yeah, they need to win the division.
Yeah, I don't know that, but I just kind of thought that was interesting. I just feel like Mike McDaniels is. I think he's more of the problem than Tua is, really. Truthfully and honestly.